YW Melly, whose real name is Jamel Demons, has been in the spotlight for his involvement in the deaths of two of his close friends, Sack Chaser and Juvie. Despite being incarcerated for over 6 years without a conviction, his legal battles continue to escalate as new charges and accusations surface. Recently, Judge Fee has been pushing for his release from jail, an action that has sparked various emotions, including surprise and disbelief, from both the public and those involved in the case. Melly's first hearing was a tense one. He walked into the courtroom visibly upset and with an unkempt appearance, but his mood shifted dramatically when the judge began discussing the possibility of his release. It was reported that Melly had been sitting in jail for 2,159 days at the time, and the judge emphasized that Melly had the right to decide on the lawyers representing him. The decision about his legal representation, however, remained unclear for much longer than expected, drawing attention from all parties involved. Despite being in jail for such an extended period, the judge seemed genuinely surprised at the number of days Melly had spent without a conviction or trial. The situation was further complicated when Melly's defense attorneys were caught in the crossfire of potential legal issues themselves. One of Melly's defense lawyers, Raven Liberty, faced allegations of witness tampering, which only added to the growing tension surrounding the case. As the investigation continues, questions have arisen about whether these allegations are legitimate or part of a larger scheme by prosecutors to delay the trial. This uncertainty has left Melly and his legal team in a difficult position as they work to navigate the complexities of the case. As Melly's lawyer made his case for his client's release, he provided evidence to support the claim that Melly was not involved in the crime for which he is accused. One piece of crucial evidence came in the form of text messages Melly allegedly sent to his ex-girlfriend during the incident. According to his lawyer, Melly was being chased by a car with rival street members and was hiding in a bush when the incident occurred. The text messages between Melly and his ex-girlfriend allegedly revealed Melly's distress as he tried to flee the dangerous situation. The defense argued that this proved Melly's innocence, showing that he was not a part of the crime, but rather a victim of a violent altercation. Additionally, the prosecutors admitted that there was no firearm found in connection with the crime, a fact that was presented by Melly's lawyers to further discredit the case against him. The absence of a weapon made the charges seem even more questionable, as it seemed to suggest that the prosecutors had little physical evidence to support their case. Despite this, the prosecutors were unwilling to let Melly's release go uncontested. In fact, they caused a major scene in the courtroom, raising new concerns about Melly's case. The prosecutors presented new charges against Melly, including witness tampering, solicitation, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. They claimed that Melly had been using the jail phones to contact people outside of prison in an effort to influence his ex-girlfriend's testimony. These actions, they argued, were part of a broader conspiracy to prevent witnesses from testifying in his trial. The charges were serious, with some carrying the potential for life sentences if Melly were convicted. One of the most concerning aspects of the case was the revelation that Melly had allegedly been using code words to communicate with his ex-girlfriend, instructing her not to testify. According to the father of YW Juvie, Melly had used terms like Rihanna and Rocky's baby mom to refer to his ex-girlfriend and prevent her from speaking out. This tactic was seen as an extreme measure to cover up his involvement in the crime, and it raised questions about how far Melly had gone to manipulate the people around him. As more information about the case emerged, Melly's mother, Jimmy King, spoke out about her son's treatment in jail. She claimed that Melly had been denied the basic rights afforded to other inmates, such as the ability to use a phone or receive his mail. This alleged mistreatment, she argued, was a violation of his rights, especially considering that he had not yet been convicted of any crime. Melly's situation became even more troubling when it was suggested that the federal authorities had evidence that Melly had used the jail phone to tamper with witnesses. This would explain why he was being held under such harsh conditions. In a heartbreaking interview, Melly's mother described her feelings of helplessness as she watched her son endure what she perceived as unjust treatment. She explained how difficult it had been for her to witness his emotional pain and fear while being held in jail without a conviction. She also spoke about the Broward Sheriff's Office, accusing them of making up their own rules and treating her son unfairly. The controversy surrounding Melly's incarceration attracted significant media attention, particularly from those in the entertainment industry. Notably, figures like Charleston White weighed in on the situation, arguing that Melly deserved to be treated harshly because of the serious charges against him. White's comments reflected a broader sentiment among some members of the public, who believed that Melly should not receive special treatment just because he was a famous rapper. He argued that Melly had chosen to take the lives of others, and as a result, he shouldn't complain about the conditions he faced in jail. While some people sided with Melly, others, such as Rapog Bui, expressed sympathy for his mother's struggles. Bui acknowledged the pain and stress that Jimmy King had been experiencing throughout the ordeal. He expressed a willingness to support Melly's family, recognizing the toll that the case had taken on them. However, as the legal proceedings continued, it became clear that there was more to Melly's case than initially met the eye. The prosecutor's investigation into Melly's actions never stopped, even as the retrial was delayed for over a year. New evidence continued to surface, including information about Melly's relationships with others in the industry. One such revelation came from a former Oblock member who disclosed a conversation between Melly and the late rapper King Von. According to the source, Melly had confided in Vaughn about a difficult situation involving his two friends, Sack Chaser and Juvie. Melly allegedly claimed that they were attempting to extort him for financial gain, which may have played a role in the events that led to the deaths of the two men. This new piece of information added another layer to the case, providing a potential motive for Melly's actions. According to the source, King Von had given Melly advice on how to handle the situation, which could have influenced Melly's decision-making. The prosecutors, upon discovering this information, began to piece together a clearer picture of the events leading up to the crime. In addition to this, Melly's cell phone revealed more incriminating evidence. Text messages and videos were uncovered that appeared to show Melly admitting to the crime. One text message sent shortly after the incident included a smiling emoji, suggesting that Melly was not remorseful for what had happened. Furthermore, a video was found on Melly's phone showing him and his co-defendant, YNW Borland, dancing in a parking lot just hours after the crime took place. While Melly's defense team argued that they were simply filming a music video, the timing of the video raised suspicions about their involvement in the crime. As if the situation couldn't get worse, new charges were brought against both Melly and Borland. Borland was arrested on a warrant for witness tampering, with allegations that he had been involved in misleading witnesses during Melly's trial. According to the charges, Borland had been actively trying to influence a potential witness to withhold testimony. The severity of these charges only increased the pressure on Melly and his legal team as they prepared for the upcoming retrial. The legal battles surrounding YNW Melly are far from over, and as new evidence continues to surface, it seems unlikely that he will be released anytime soon. The case has captivated the public's attention, with debates about Melly's guilt or innocence continuing to rage on. Regardless of the outcome, the emotional toll on Melly, his family, and his legal team is undeniable. Whether or not Melly is ultimately found guilty, the saga of his arrest, trial, and potential conviction will likely continue to make headlines for years to come.